And good morning. Welcome back to White Mountains Today here on White Mountain TV 16 in North Conway. Taking a shot outside, panning around, seeing that the clouds are starting to break up. It is going to be a fine day outside. And we're, of course, going to have a fine day inside the studio, too, because here we are inside with Kaching. We've got Steve Canning and Mary Bastoni-Rebmann. And you guys are going to talk about the Mount Washington Auto Road 1920s Speakeasy, which is happening this Friday. And is like a culmination of a summer's worth of events. Is that true, Steve? Summer's worth of events.
It has been a summer's worth of events. This is probably the last dial that we're going to turn on the time machine.
Up to 11.
That we've had all throughout this summer, beginning literally with a shovel in our hands to dig out the Cragway drifts in April and see what the old early road crews faced. Going through, a turn-of-the-century old home day and the horse and carriage weekend and the muster at Colonial Encampment in the mountains, plus all of the, the sporting events, the bike races, the foot races, the Climb to the Clouds came back this year. Wrapping it up, this is really the culmination. This 1920s, Roaring 20s event has evolved into quite a scene. It's going to be in there. I mean, turning the base lodge into a speakeasy, complete with a password to get in and gaming tables and
is there going to be bathtub gin there?
Oh well, I'm not quite sure what Mary has in her bathtub. But it's entirely possible it could be gin. This event is going to be unlike the others. This is a benefit event for the Arts in Motion Theater Group, which we're very, very pleased to be supporting, as it has done so much for the community over all these years. Many a show I have seen over the course of time, and they've got quite a few theatrical surprises planned for that evening.
Well, that's awesome.
Features.
And Mary, of course, that's why you're here, representing Arts in Motion Theater. And so you guys, give us a little teaser of some of the things that we might be privy to if we say the password. If we learn the password.
Well, once you get into the speakeasy, you'll get a chance to meet the Big Daddy, and the Big Daddy will be overseeing the whole event. We're going to have great entertainment, some singing from the 20s, and a little bit of drama. I hate to give away too much because that's why you want to come, to see what's going to happen.
There you go. And now you've got room for a lot of people in that base lodge, I would imagine. So
we do. We're prepared. We will have a high rollers area. That's really the way that this is going to work. Everyone will get it's $50, which will include all of the entrance to the event. $150 in gambling chips. We'll have roulette and craps and blackjack. There's mead tasting. We're going to have our signature wines that we've bottled ourselves this year. A commemorative glass for everyone who comes. As we roll through the evening, as I said, there will be some theatrical aspects to it, and it's going to. At that point, we also have a number of prize sponsors, celebrity dealers, sponsors of the evening, who will. The way it works is you will gamble for tickets. And then you can put those tickets into a drawing for the various prizes that we've got. Obviously, gambling as such, and winning actual dollars might create a raid, which we're not actually looking to have in an actual sense.
Well, we'll have the police available in the event something should come down.
Just in case.
Yeah,
but those police in the 20s, they were all.
They're.
That's it. They were in the bathtubs with the gin themselves. So.
They might have been, yes.
So when did you come up with the idea of finishing off the year with a speakeasy?
Well, it was really just a question of all of these time periods, and we wanted to represent all of the time periods that were of some significance in the development of the road. I mean, for the first 50 years it was the carriage road, and so there was no automotive vehicles. By 1913 it had turned into the auto road. We have examples of all these vehicles and these transitions through time in the museum and at the base and various things. But this was just, for some of these other events, they're not as lively, if you will. I mean, the Old Home Day was great. We had three-legged races and the dunk tank and the balloon rides and the carriage rides, and all these different things have their own features. The Colonial Encampment, cannon fire and muskets and skirmishes and all these things. But the Roaring Twenties is the Roaring Twenties.
Right.
And you know, there's an energy to that time period which is unlike really. You know, it's a rare time in American history. You know, it was the Industrial Revolution had developed into an entirely new culture for us. It was just prior to, of course, the great crash of '29 and what was going to be coming into those following years, and then into the war years. So the '20s were almost a time, the last time of idealism and infinite possibilities in America.
Yeah.
And I think we're capturing a little bit of that, and it's a nice way to wrap up that season. You know, is on that positive note of possibility.
Right.
You know, as the carriage road turned into the auto road, and the future was laid out before us, and it's an appropriate way to head back to the future, if you will.
Well, that'll be cool. And speaking of the future, Mary, Arts in Motion has shows coming up, including
Peter Pan. We're so excited. In November, the first 2 weekends of November, we will be opening Peter Pan, and that will be happening at the Kennett High School Auditorium. We're very excited about our cast.
With a cast of literally thousands.
Well,
I mean,
there's
when
about
you say
70.
cast of thousands, it's like, I was reading the list, I'm going, it's like, who isn't in that cast?
Well, there was about 75 people who came out for auditions, and we love embracing the kids of the community and giving them an opportunity to be on the stage, and in a constructive and productive environment that is nurturing and helping them find their creativity and express it on the stage. We have Amy Frechette, the very talented Amy, who's doing choreography. Glenn Noble is directing it, and I'm doing music direction. And we have a wonderful group. So we're excited to put on Peter Pan, and this event is a wonderful gift for us to be able to make this. It is a big production, and there are a lot of expenses that go with that. So we love to have the
pixie dust.
We love to have pixie dust. Oh, the kids will be in heaven. They'll be able to get pixie dust at Peter Pan. So we're hoping this event will spark that interest of people wanting to come out and participate in the 1920s evening, which we can't wait to be part of.
Well, that'll be great. Of course, I've always wanted to get Steve Canning on a stage, but a stage out of town.
One thing I think it's important that we share with the viewers who might have an interest in attending is obviously they can call the Auto Road for tickets. They can contact Arts in Motion that way. We can go online and do it that way. But you need a password to get in.
Otherwise, you're going to stand out.
Well,
I spent $50. I'm standing outside.
When they ask you who sent you, if you don't give the right answer, you may end up face down in a bathtub. So
get a pair of cement shoes.
So we'll share it now with your viewers. If you come to this event and you show up at the Speakeasy door, when they open up the little slot and they say who sent you, you have to say Howie sent us. That will get you in. If you don't say that, I'm not quite exactly sure what will happen, but.
That might be part of the fun too. You know, the few people out in the parking lot playing craps. We can't say craps on TV. Anyway,
if they say Rob Clark sent us, I can tell you they're not getting it.
That's it. I don't blame them. All right, so that's happening this Friday night. What time
Friday
does it
night
start?
Begins at 6:30.
6:30 up there at the Auto Road.
At the base of the Auto Road.
And goes till the wee hours. Does it?
We're saying 10:30, but I'm sure that there'll be some activities that may go on a little longer. And as I say, if we have to bail anybody out of the of the pokey or the big house,
we'll do that too.
We'll have to do that too.
Well, that sounds great. So always go to MountWashingtonAutoRoad.com, get that information there. You can also probably check out ArtsInMotionTheater.com.
Correct. ArtsInMotionTheater.com.
And to get all the information, also find out about Peter Pan going on. So Steve, Mary, thanks so much for coming down and joining us today.
Thank you.
And have a great time this Friday evening. And I want to hear who goes into the poker.
A hot time in the old town.
A hot time in the old town.
And we'll be back
in a minute here on White Mountains Today.
23.